and here's the thing about it. I was talking to the girls about this the other day. I haven't witnessed
direct racism.
All this stuff that y'all saying white people doing. So I'm like,
where?
Am I in La La Land? Am I being naive? Am I just gullible? Because I was like, we go places and people
praise us,
compliment us.
Yeah.
They talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are eyeing me, they look like me. And this,
I don't have no problem with white people.
I don't understand. I thought I did.
What is going on, everyone's? We here and we back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. We in this thing. Thank you to everyone that continues to subscribe. We just hit 600, so shout out to us. We are continuing to grow. And if you like family, marriage, all of these topics, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button because that's what we all about. But we're going to go ahead and get into this episode with What You Know Good. So what you got for them, baby?
All right. I found this interesting because I like to stay on top of what's happening in the education world. So in Texas, Houston, Texas. The TEA, which is the Texas Education Agency, which oversees all the primary and secondary education, they are taking over the largest school district, which is HISD, the Houston Independent School District. I had to go look at it because it was just like, it seemed like it came out of the blue, but this has been around for a while.
Yeah.
Just how all of a sudden at the last minute, the mayor of Houston is saying, well, they're gonna take over, and it makes people fearful and panicky. And so this has been.
If I was a part of HISD, I'd be panicking too.
Oh, they are panicking.
Yeah, I know it.
But the takeover was justified in 2019. So that was like before the pandemic. So it probably didn't get pushed along because we were on shutdown. So if they were going to do it, they were probably going to do it then. That's my take on it. They
bought themselves a couple of years.
Like the pandemic kind of saved some people. Okay. And so it was justified in 2019 because of one high school that was failing. And this is a school in the 5th Ward area, which is Phyllis Wheatley High School. And so right now, that community is like, we're a little afraid because we don't want the school to be shut down. Now, when the TEA takes over, that doesn't necessarily mean that
shut down.
You're right. They just want the grade. They want the grade of the school to go up.
They want some progress.
Now, they are saying that Phyllis Wheatley High School has received a passing grade now, but I think I think they had kept the failing grade for too long.
A little, too little, too late.
They trying to get it up there. So now the takeover is now imminent, which means
it's going down.
It has to go down. HISD had a lawsuit. They dropped the lawsuit. It's happening. It is going to happen. The agency also claims that some of the board members were a part of some illegal activity behind closed doors. Like they were doing things
they weren't supposed to be.
Yeah, that they weren't supposed to do. Whatever it is, like I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out.
Mm-hmm. I'd be scared.
For me, I think the goal for the TA takeover is to hold administrators and teachers accountable, because there is a lot of. I had sent you an article about this teacher who was.
Well, I was surprised when I seen girls. I was surprised when I saw that.
I said, wow.
That's understandable if a woman is...
No, it's not understandable.
I mean, it's more understandable if a woman is attracted to...
That she had
the opposite
little
sex.
Girls, taking them to the movies and all that. So there's some questionable things that have been going on in HISD, and I get it. It's historical school, Phyllis Wheatley High School. I get all that. Okay, I get all that. So don't.
Y'all need some historical grades.
Don't that part. We so bothered about
the building.
the building, the history, or the name that is attached to it.
Mm-hmm. What about the children?
Right. And that's what a lot of people now are saying. It's about the children.
Yeah.
So if it's been about the children, why aren't the funds going into, textbooks? Why are we so bothered about, be like Brandon real quick, why are we so bothered about these theories and children not being able to read?
Yeah.
Because there is testing, why are they not testing at the school level of what you need them to be testing? Why is it so much?
If you cared that much about the school, y'all would take time to put some time into the students so the school could keep going.
Right. So I think the TA's goal is to hold these people accountable. I don't know if this is good. I don't know if it's bad.
We ain't in HISD.
We are not in HISD. We're not even in that school district.
Yeah.
I feel like I am a little attached to it because that was the district that I was in
as a child,
as growing up. So I'm always interested.
So that's what's wrong with you. Not just playing.
Nothing wrong with me. So I don't know if this is good. I'm gonna keep watching the story because I'm very interested in it.
Oh, some more gonna come out.
That's why I'm interested. I'm gonna come back and tell you. So if you're in Texas and you seeing it and all that, let me know what you think. Next week I do have something else that I want to talk about that's happening in Texas, but I ain't want to overwhelm you with so much education stuff. So next up on What You Know Good, I read a book, Little Fires Everywhere. You probably heard of this title because it is a show. Before it was a show, it was a book. And it is by Celeste Ng, N-G, Ng. And I give this book 4 stars. I was on the edge of my seat. It was good. So you would think that there were little fires everywhere because I was like, they're going to be, but the little fires was just how many secrets there were around. And so I thought it was good. 4 stars. I may watch the show. It has Kerry Washington and
what's it called again?
Reese Witherspoon. Little Fires Everywhere. So I think I know which characters are who. I think Kerry Washington is Mia, and I think Reese Witherspoon is Mrs. Richards. So I'm interested to see who their children are portrayed, but I thought that was a good read. And that is all I have for What You Know Good.
All right. Well, we going to keep it on moving. Y'all know how we do. We're going to hit them in the head one time with the topic for today. So, what you got for them, baby?
Black people are racist. Yikes.
That stings a little. Because I'm black.
Are you racist?
I used to be.
You might still be.
I used to be. Man, we go around talking about white people this, white people that. But the very things that they doing, that we say that they're doing to us, we're trying to do to them. I don't understand what our motive is.
I think if we could put them in slavery.
Yes, we would. Yes. If that was an option, boy, you have all black people signing up.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. Why cause more suffering? What's the point? We always try to exclude them by putting black on everything, but I don't ever see white people putting white on anything. They just don't invite us.
Right. And isn't that an old saying? Like, if you aren't invited, don't ask to come to, just do for yourself.
Exactly.
So you remember how it was a couple of episodes ago, I was saying, I don't know if integration was a good thing because I feel there's more segregation 2023. Although, and here's the thing about it. I was talking to the girls about this the other day. I haven't witnessed
direct racism.
All this stuff that y'all saying white people doing. So I'm like,
where?
Am I in La La Land? Am I being naive? Am I just gullible? Because I was like, we go places and people
praise us,
compliment us.
Yeah.
They talk to us. The people who are eyeing me, they look like me. And
I don't have no problem with white people.
I don't understand. I thought I did.
Even growing up. And it's crazy that I think about this, because even growing up, I had white friends. But between the time of, because I was a military child, so I grew up around all kinds of people. But once we left that military life and then we started living a civilian life per se, that's when I started getting this ideology of forget white people. So I guess I was just going with what everybody else was doing.
I don't know. I know I did not grow up around white people. I grew up around Hispanic people. That's who I grew up around. Now, when I got to middle school, this is when things changed for me, because I went to elementary school, Hispanics. I go into middle school, which was Hispanic, but the group of girls, they were Black. And so they saw me as light-skinned.
You're the house Negro.
Sure. Okay.
I get looked at that like right now, and I'm dark-skinned.
I was like, they were darker-skinned girls too. And I was like, I don't know what this is. And they were like, your hair and this and that. And I was like, I look back on it, they were being racist.
Yes, they was. They can tell you everything prejudiced. They don't like about you.
Yeah.
Vividly.
Yeah. They did.
And tell you why they don't like it. And most of it came from the fact that you don't look like them.
Yeah.
That's racism.
That's scary, because you're looking at it and it's like, no. And my middle school best friend at the time, she was a mixed race. And so me and her hung out. I didn't understand her, but I ain't had no issue with her because my family was mixed. Like there was a mixture of people. So I was around differences. So it was no, I didn't grow up like that.
I think most people, like I was just saying, most people don't grow up like that. It's just the stigma and that's what's out there. That's what Black people are saying. And I don't know. It's just like well, this ain't got nothing. I mean, maybe it does, but Gabrielle Union said that trans people are being attacked. Where?
I think Black people are attacking other people
more than
anybody else
other
is
way
being
around.
Attacked. We're attacking others because we feel like we are deserving of something that
entitlement
of something. Slavery happened a long time ago. If somebody did something to you, then okay, you need to handle that.
Yes.
But us as a whole race, it is 2023.
It's 400 years later.
It's 2023, and we are still talking about
slavery.
Somebody who hurt you. Nobody hurt me.
They keep telling me about how there's this generational curse or this generational, I don't know what they be talking about. I don't feel nothing. I wasn't a slave. Matter of fact, my people wasn't even slaves. Most of your people wasn't even slaves. So what is good? What are we talking about here?
Right. There was this homeschool mom. I unfollowed her today. I finally did. I was holding on, just trying to see.
They're trying to understand.
I'm holding on.
We gotta let her go.
That's very hard to do when love is strong.
You gotta let her go, and like another little TKO.
So I finally unfollowed her today. But every freaking post, I wish I could say the name of her thing. I could, but I'm not gonna do that. Every freaking post was black, 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 black. I love being a Black woman. I love that I have a Black husband. I love that my children are Black. I love how Black
I'm Black,
am.
y'all, and I'm Black, y'all, and I'm big.
I love that.
But Black is not all I am.
There is not that much Blackness that I need to learn about.
Half y'all don't even know about Black people.
There's not that much Blackness. I like to learn about everything. And how I like to learn about the Blackness is how we were involved in history. Okay, if they were slaves, well, what did this person contribute? How did this person contribute? I don't ever want it to be like this thing of
I'm a victim.
Separate, or this person did this. And if a Black person did do it, it was in order to enhance the Black community.
Humanity.
Right now, I feel like a lot of things that are taking place for the Black community, it is hindering us. It is keeping us in last place, and we think we're being further along. Mm-hmm. Black women will not uphold or submit to Black men. Black women will not have children. Black women will say, well, will not cook, will not clean. We don't do these things. And then it's like, and then I've seen some stuff. Well, I saw my ancestors clean houses and I'm not going to do that. I need to be, what you said the other day, bosses and all of this. And I'm like,
for what?
Black woman, because I'm a woman, why do you feel like you have, I know the answer. So it's a rhetorical question. But why do you feel like you have to hold the world on your shoulders? It's okay to be feminine, not a feminist. To be feminine, to be a woman, to stand in your womanhood and to love others, to love men, to love little Black boys and little Black girls. It is okay. You know what else is also okay? To love your neighbor. And that's another thing. I don't want to rant, but that's another thing of how I think my mind changed with this narrative of I was probably a little racist, right? When I read the Bible, God is not separating people with skin color, okay? He has separated people by tribes. And the only reason that he did that was because people weren't listening. They stayed together. And he's like, no, I need to place y'all over here with different languages. And so you create your own families, your own tribes. So that's why there is the Israelites. There's why it's the Ammonites. That's why it's the Moabites. So that's why it's different tribes.
And it was not
the gigabytes. It was not about skin color. And we become so obsessed with this race. We are a race and
it's like, one
race. And I used to cringe when people would say that because I didn't understand. But I'm telling you, if y'all, I read today too, it says there will be 100 men in a room. And only one, the 91 out of the 100 would have been the only one who has read the Bible and understood what it meant, what it means. One out of 100. But everybody else will be like, well, I got this information from somebody else, or I heard this, or, the pastor told me this.
Hearsay.
Right. And so I'm just saying, as I'm reading that book, the Holy Bible, I am seeing that God is real.
First off.
And then how is something that people claim that's not real telling you that you're not supposed to see, like you're supposed to love one another. Like he's not saying love your Black neighbor because they're Black. That's not like, that is.
Love the people who look like you.
And like I was saying about me being in middle school, half the time, they're looking at you like hoping that you'll fail.
And we don't disappoint half the time. And it's all because of us and our victim mentalities. We always got these excuses. Yeah. Like, what do we want from white people?
I don't know. I don't really want nothing. I mean, like, here's what I do. Okay. Show me like how you are sustaining like your wealth. Show like because even Black people who are wealthy, they're not giving up
the information.
gain.
No, they're not.
Like the only people I can really think of, but you have to watch and you have to listen, earn your leisure. Like, you know, but I don't see other people just giving information for free. There's a price with it. $49.95 for you to learn this marketing skill.
You can get this special.
$59.95.
It's a Mother's Day special.
It's like, what are we?
Do we really want each other to win, or do we really want ourselves to win, and we just step on everybody else on the way up
to get up there? So
because when you come at people with these deals, I got this deal and this deal, and then you come at people with, oh, well, you can't afford it, we can go on a payment plan. Your information really is not that valuable. So why not give it away?
Why not give it away? Because somebody, here's the deal with me. Because I be like, look, I always say I'm good at everything. And I noticed that one of the things that I'm really, really, really good at is teaching. And although I'm not teaching in a school, I teach my girls, but I also said, well, I can teach homeschool moms ways to enhance their homeschools, ways to do that. And the way that I could do that for free is to get on camera and to every week get on and just tell them, hey, this is what you could do.
This is what I do. This is what works for me. But you can use these strategies and you can use my process and figure out your own strategies. Like
like we bake every week, right? And so some of the recipes I'm not sharing because I've
you put your little
I've tweaked them, so I can't share what I've done, right? But if I do go on Pinterest or if I am on YouTube and I know that this is the first time I've ever made something, I'm going to share the recipe. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that people appreciated that so much. Yeah. Right? I didn't get that.
You're making it easier for people. A lot of people don't want to do the work.
That part.
They don't want to go looking. So make it easier for people.
Why aren't we making it easier?
We're making it harder.
We're making it harder for ourselves. And it's just interesting because we only want to pull certain Black people up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't fit the criteria. They don't look like how I want them to
They don't move how I want them to move.
Yeah, and that was a big thing for me too.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was a real big thing.
Everybody don't move the same. So why are you expecting the same movement from everyone?
Right. That's
because we're Black.
We did not grow up the same. What was it today? Dang, I just found a whole bunch of stuff today. I saved it, but it was a picture of me. I didn't know Zora Neale Hurston said this, but it said, all my skin folk ain't my kinfolk.
Huh.
I was like, that's very true.
I'm telling you, because there's nothing more detrimental to Black people than Black people.
That is so true. And so does adding Black into everything really do anything?
No.
Black love, Black
entertainment, television.
Well, that's BET.
I mean, even still, do we got a WET?
No, because it's not.
What we're doing is trying to exclude them exclusively.
Mm-hmm. Because they feel like we've been excluded.
But they're not doing it blatantly. They're just not inviting us. Why don't we just use regular names for things and just don't invite them? If our goal is to treat them like they're treating us, we need to be a little bit smarter about it.
You said, what is, I want to know what our end goal is. Like, what is the mission? What is the mission?
I don't think you can ask one Black person that and they'll know the answer.
Like, what is the mission? Like, are these people so bad? Because
they're not.
And I'm saying that because sometimes we get up and we come to an uproar because of somebody, a white person, or not even a person who was not Black, who has said something out of order, right? And somebody has recorded it. Like, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, where y'all be at? Somebody's recorded it. Right. Like, you are going to search for somebody to say something negative to you. It's like, I'm not looking at, and I pray that when I go into a store, I'm not portraying this negative vibe.
And a lot of times that be what it is. People that treat you how you get the energy that you giving off.
Where were we? We were in Walmart the other week, and this lady's face, black lady, just stank. And she was looking at me, and I was like, lady.
I shop in Walmart too, Miss Lady.
Lady, you'll take that scale off. You are beautiful, okay? Like, that I don't be paying people no mind. I be going in to get what I need to get. If you speak to me, I'm gonna speak to you. I might look at you, be like, oh, but I'm not in there to be negative. And I just feel like we be negative. We want so much from people that I don't think we're giving enough to in the community. And I'm not talking about just everything black. Like, we want job spaces to be black. Everything cannot be black because everything can't be run.
And my thing is this.
That way.
Everything that black people operate off of is white.
One, I was reading a James Baldwin book. I cannot, can't remember it, but it was James Baldwin. But he was talking about how he had, Elijah Muhammad had invited him to dinner to sit. And so he was going back to his white people. That's what
his white people,
like, to hang with his white friends. And he knew, like, they wouldn't be approve of that. I'm trying to get my words right. But on the way to where the guy was dropping him off, he was like, the goal for what are they? The Muslims? The black Muslims? That the black Muslims, what are they though? I want to use the correct term. Nation of Islam. Yes. Nation of Islam, their goal was to put white people, like, on an island somewhere. Put them, like, what they were trying to, like, what they were trying to
kidnap white people.
What the initial thing for us was us to go back to Africa, but we're not from Africa. So the initial thing was to take white people and put them. That was an idea. It wasn't anything like, right. So he's telling James Baldwin this, and James Baldwin was like, well, if you do that and you just have brown and black people and, like, immigrants, how is America going to be run? Because that doesn't sound logical, plausible. That doesn't make sense
at all.
And he's like, and James Baldwin was like, I just let him talk, and I asked him a question to make him think. And James Baldwin's, it's in a book, but I'm pretty sure it's just like I'm for black, but I also know that I have to live in this world with other people. That it's just not me. That we all make the world go round. Black people are not the only ones. And I hate to bust some of y'all's bubble because y'all be thinking we are the original people. Oh, we're not. And we're not the chosen ones either. Those were the Israelites. Those were the Jews.
And we're not
them. So that ideology needs to be taken out of as well. And we're not, the same way that we holler about white people are superior, we are trying to be superior.
Absolutely.
And
that's why we put black on everything.
There is no superiority.
That's why we try to associate black with God, black with Jesus, because we're trying to establish superiority over everyone else. Dominance.
Yeah. Dominion. Oh, that's good. That's
dominion.
Good.
Like my boy say.
Oh, yo. Okay.
He used it all wrong, though.
He did.
But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. There is no race, I would say race, that is superior. And I know some races or some cultures feel that way, that they are superior. That's not true. There's no way. We are all people God made us, and we just different. Like
we just different. We the same, but we different.
Different. It took me a long time to come to that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're that ideology of we are the chosen people. We're not. Stop it. Read it. Read the Bible. Yeah, just read what it says, because there's not. I also know that in the Bible it says his skin is like copper. Here's why. You want to know why?
It was hot out there.
It was hot. And they were like in Africa. So in Ethiopia. And
it wasn't wintertime.
Like in Kush. So their skin is brown.
Yeah.
But Black people are not the only ones with brown skin.
No,
okay?
we're not.
So get that part together. So it's a learning thing. I do think it's hurting the Black community because we all have these different narratives and we're not all on the same page, because of course we're thinking what we're thinking. And of course someone is going to disagree and be like, I don't agree with what you're saying. And white people are the devil. How? Sway?
How?
Because the same way that we're putting Black on everything. Oh, there is a homeschool in Ohio, 2 parents, they're teaching students about Nazis. So we'll fight that, right?
The Nazis didn't even disapprove of Black people.
Yeah, they did.
They did?
Yes. They didn't. No.
They didn't like nobody?
They didn't like anybody. No, they didn't. No. They didn't like us. Mm-mm. They thought they were a superior race.
That's the same thing we're trying to do.
So, but two homeschoolers, they are trying to teach this curriculum, and because of Black people, and here's what it is, because we are so headstrong or headfast about my children need to know their Black history. So they're saying, well, these children need to know about what was done, like this type of stuff. So it's all coming, the shaw's shutting down and everything. But it's just like, yeah, everybody who's homeschooling it's not, they're not taking our approach. I'm gonna tell you that part. But there is a thin line, and we're not looking at ourselves, or we're not seeing a mirror, because people are saying, well, if those Black people are doing it, why can't I? And Black people are saying, well, if they can do that, why can't I? And y'all, this is not right.
We just all against each other.
So I feel it's hurting the Black community, and I feel it's hurting the community as a whole, because, and then when something tragic happens, like if it's a flood or it's a hurricane or it's a tornado or something, then all of a sudden everybody together. We're Houston strong. I'm just saying that because we're doing that in Houston, right? It was like, and then as soon as cleanup and stuff is over, we back to the same stuff. Yeah. So we're not learning anything.
Mm-mm.
We're human. We're
just in the moment.
Because you need help.
I bet you if you see that white man with that rebel flag and you in the water and he riding by in his big old truck, you be like, hey,
right?
I need help.
I'm kind of glad you said that, because you said about the rebel flag and the Confederate flag, but we'll fly. We'll fly flags, or we
fly all kind of flags.
Right? The fist up and all this.
Nation of Islam.
What's the difference?
There is no difference. It's all hypocrisy.
Well, we had them take down their statues, but there's Martin Luther King standing. Then there was the the Museum of African Americans in Washington D.C. that was built. Like, I'm confusion, and I'm asking I feel like I'm asking valid questions.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, what sets us apart? Like I said, I love being Black.
I do too.
But I love being a person. I love being a human. A little bit more.
If you wasn't a human, you wouldn't be Black.
I don't know. But he saw fit for me to be a little brown girl.
Little brown girls and boys.
He saw me to
and
be
then Martin Luther King was saying he wanted all the people to be together.
He said that. I don't know if that was true, but he said it.
And that's the only Black influencer y'all know, so y'all might as well listen to him.
You said that's the only black influencer they
That's
know.
the only, that for real. That's the only one they teach y'all. That's the only one. That's the only Martin Luther. Everybody know Martin Luther King.
Before
that man said,
before Malcolm X was killed, he was coming to what we were coming to, because he went to the Promised Land. Was it the Promised Land? He didn't go to the Promised Land, but he went to where all the stuff was. I can't remember right now, but he went there.
He went there.
The nation to Islam, to the real Muslims, and saw how real Muslims were operating.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came back and he was like, his tune kind of changed about the white man, because you're seeing, hold on, is it really the white man, or am I messing up what's happening?
Are we the problem? Is it the white man, or are we really the problem?
And then we have white people who are saying, well, I have a privilege. Look, I have a special privilege. Let me tell you this. All them questions that them people be answering, and they move up and they move back, I'm probably at the front of the line, okay? I come from a privileged
I had two parents
background
for most of my life.
As a little black girl.
Till my daddy started acting up.
Different story. I feel like right now, I still have a very privileged life. Everybody is not going to have the opportunity.
In what way?
Of being married, number one, of being able to stay at home with the husband who is accepting of that, and being a housewife. Like, that's privilege. Another privilege, I get to stay home and homeschool my children. That's a privilege as a human, as a person, because there are other mothers who are not black who also have that same privilege to stay at home and homeschool their children. It is a privilege that we get to walk into stores, any stores that we want, and purchase whatever we want to. It is a privilege to go to a car lot and purchase cars. It's a privilege to go get our driver's license. It's a privilege to go to church and pray. Do you know in other countries, they're not having that opportunity. In UK, they are banning silent praying. First off, how you know I'm praying in my head? Second off,
everybody going to jail. Oh,
you know I was praying. You're going to jail.
That's the case.
Like, we are privileged people in the United States. So this oppressed mess, I don't know. I get poverty. I get poorness. I understand that part. I got that part.
That's what it's more about than anything. But y'all continue to worry about race.
Like, dang.
They throw race all on TV because they don't want y'all to know that it's really about social class. Like,
there are hungry children. And you want to know, here's another thing you want to know. I'm going to whisper to y'all. I whisper to my youngest sometimes, and it irks her nerves. There's not just hungry black babies.
Huh.
There's hungry white babies, hungry Hispanic babies, hungry Indian babies, all nationalities. They're hungry.
They're hungry.
How are we going to feed them?
Yeah.
Huh? So we're so bothered about black. There's things really happening. And
race is the last of the priorities.
Like, man, that's the first black person. We had the first black president. We got this black person in there. There's a black person running that school district.
Somebody already did that. Like, you're not special because you did it and you're black.
Like, can we talk about people who are qualified?
Straight up. You the first black.
Are you qualified to do the job? Are you qualified to teach my children? Are you qualified to be the president of the United States? Are you qualified? Are we? Shoot, we ain't even qualified. We have a privilege to vote, and we're voting.
Y'all ain't qualified.
Not qualified.
Y'all don't know who y'all voting for.
Because somebody talked about race. They race baiting you.
That's what they be doing. All on the TV, all on the social media.
I didn't know I was so passionate about this. Yeah. I didn't know, but it's just like there's things bigger than our skin color. And we focus so much on our skin color. Oh, you a black sister, I see you. What is it? Culture appropriation. Like, what? If that white girl want to put braids in her hair, that's her money. Let her do that. Because ain't nobody saying to you that you shouldn't put that mess in your. I'm sorry, not.
I don't understand why y'all put it in their face and then expect them not to do it. Like,
and then I think, for me, I think that's like flattering, because that's saying, oh, they did that.
This is so cool that I want to do it. Like, y'all already know we're influential. So just
isn't that a beautiful thing?
That is, but that's not good enough.
We're influential, but other cultures are influential as well.
Culturally,
man,
we influence the world.
It's a beautiful thing.
Just
we get butthurt.
Just see how many people you got. Chinese rappers, you got African rappers, you got doggone. I seen a Middle Eastern rapper.
Really?
It was funny.
It was in his
native tongue. Yeah, it was funny, but that's how influential we are. These people go online and watch what we doing, and then they do it.
Yeah, because you think about rap music, right? Hip hop.
Absolutely.
All of that. We know it. We know it black people.
You got white chocolate riding around thinking he black now.
White chocolate.
White people who think they black.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Tom Hanks' son. Y'all don't be saying nothing to him. And y'all be letting that boy, he nutty.
That boy
but y'all be
appropriating our culture for real.
He be sitting there in his own little world.
Straight up.
It's funny, but y'all don't say nothing because it's Tom Hanks. So it's interesting.
Are we willing to help people understand? First off, I don't even understand what we need them to understand. But are we willing to allow them in the room so they can see how we operate and have a better understanding of how we operate? So we don't have to be out here talking about black this, black that, and excluding every other ethnicity out there.
I don't think black
they're
people
not willing
are
to
do that.
No.
I think that's going to be a hard thing, because we're trying to black out.
And
everything.
Then they're going to be expecting certain things from these white people, like an apology or reparations.
I don't want your money.
I don't want your money. I don't need your apology. You apologize for what?
I mean, if you physically did something to me,
then okay.
Apologize to me.
I was not a slave. None of these white people that I walk past on a regular basis were slave owners.
And look at the neighborhood we live in. Them folks be so...
Hi! And I be waving too.
I love what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you. They come
knock on our door
and bless us with the lady gave us some cake pops, then went to Dairy Queen
and gave us a gift card.
I looked at the card. She went to Dairy Queen, got that card, and brought it over here.
When we first moved in, it was around March, Easter. Ew. And she bought she bought the girl some chalk and a card.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
my best memories as a child was with white people.
I ain't had no good memories of black people. They probably said
I said my best memories. Yeah, I had a partner named Josh. That boy had everything. He had 4-wheelers. He had everything. Boy, we used to be over there every day.
One of my good friends, we shoot. I wasn't on nothing. She was on something. But one of my good friends, she was white, and I really enjoyed her. And then we had our little...
They so joyful.
...thing. But I really, really, really... she was a really good friend.
Yeah. So, I don't understand what we're trying to accomplish by excluding everyone. Maybe y'all can help me understand. Please hit us in the comments and help us to understand what black people really want. Because me as a black man, I've been a black man for almost 40 years and I don't understand what we want.
And the thing is, we all want to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
First off, that's not realistic. Gotta whisper to y'all again.
Some people are supposed to be broke.
Everybody being successful or being an owner or something, that's not real.
Y'all don't want to go to work now. You got to work twice as hard if you got a business.
It's not real. some people were seriously, some people were supposed to be poor. Some people were not supposed to. A lot of people are not supposed to be middle class. A lot of people are not going to be in the 1%. A lot of people.
Most people.
Yeah, you're most.
Won't make it past doggone 5 figures.
So this narrative that we are creating that all Black people will be successful, it's not true. A lot of other narratives that are being placed upon Black people, it's not true. I think our eyes are covered. We need to uncover them and really look at things, really read things.
That's what it is. You need to start reading. Because they can tell you whatever they want to in real time online. I mean, online and on TV.
Yes.
The real information is placed in places that aren't so accessible.
Yes.
So that's where we need to be looking.
Yeah.
Just a word of advice.
Just open it up and read it. Go look for, just read and get an understanding. I'm going to say this and then I guess we could wrap up. Because one of my biggest pet peeves is when Black people call other Black people Uncle Toms. And this is how I know that you have not read Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Tell them about Uncle Tom.
So he wasn't being like loyal to the white man.
He wasn't being a house Negro.
He was being loyal to, because of his faith in God, first off, but he was loyal in helping the girl. And so my challenge for you, and you probably won't do it, go to the bookstore, go to the library, get Uncle Tom's Cabin, read it. It's a hard read.
Even go online. That's even better for you. You can get it online. If you go on
Amazon, you can.
Absolutely. That's going to be the challenge.
Hold on, I lost my train of thought. But I want you to get the book. It is a hard read because of the language and how she wrote it. Harriet Beecher Stowe wrote it. Read it. Gain understanding of what happened in Uncle Tom's Cabin. He wasn't loyal to the white man. He didn't switch up.
I don't think they even know that the term came from
a book.
Yes, I don't think they know that.
They just saying Uncle Tom?
Yes.
Well, we're
yes, I believe so. I'm gonna ask a couple of Black people if they know the origin of Uncle Tom and see what I get. Oh, I don't think people know that's where it comes from. Most people say things and they don't even know where they come from.
That was my point. That was my whole point of saying read this book to understand. Because it irks my nerves when a Black
you're
person,
Uncle Tom.
You're Uncle Tom, and I'm like, well, you calling him a kind of savior.
Thank you.
Like,
thank you. If you knew like I knew, thank you.
But then I doubted myself because I was like, well, it was me and there's this other person who has the same thing that I feel. I won't say who it is, but who has the same sentiments as me. And I was like, how is it two people, but everybody else don't agree? And so I was like, that's why I doubted it, right? But sometimes you won't fit in that.
I'm trying to tell you.
Fit in it. So
and you got to realize that and then know to move around.
Yeah. Man.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But that's what you're going to have to do.
Yeah. So I just read that. I challenge y'all. Read it. Get it. It's a hard read. Read it and understand the story. I'll give y'all another suggestion about things. And that's why I read things. Like, I read things to understand because I don't like taking people's word for it. I don't like being like...
Because people throw their own little twist and their own little understanding on things.
Like, that ain't even what that said.
No, it's not.
And is my understanding like way off or like, that's not even what that means.
Were you intentionally trying to confuse people?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, then I thought I was going done. With the Bible... Y'all, I don't know if people are intentionally doing it. I don't know. But people are misquoting the Bible.
Like blatantly.
People are misquoting the Bible and telling you a version of what, I don't know, pull it out from the left. They being the leftist. And they are...
Y'all just run with it.
They are wrong. And so that's another thing. If somebody says something in scripture,
go check it out for yourself.
Go read the whole chapter, just not that piece.
Yeah.
Read the whole chapter for understanding.
Get you some reference.
Get you a reference. Go get you a study Bible. John MacArthur has one. And if you want to be Black, Tony Evans has one. I got the John MacArthur one. I'm going to get the Tony Evans one.
Got to get the Tony Evans one.
It's on sale too.
I'm Black, y'all.
I need it. But it helps because it tells you at the bottom what this means and all that. So read.
Stop taking people's words.
Stop taking people's words because they going to have y'all looking dumb. And I'm going to be like, that's not what that means. I'm going to call you. I have the right to call you out.
Absolutely.
That ain't what that means. So. It does. That ain't what that means.
For the Bible tells me so.
Stand on his word, not on other people's words, not on these Pinterest. Because everything I read on Pinterest, let me tell you. I researched that before because I ain't about to be posting something that somebody said and look stupid.
Stupid.
Ain't gonna look stupid.
Not stupid.
So, y'all do your research. Leave them white folks alone. Get your life together.
And stop blaming folks for everything. Blame yourself. It's your fault.
Are you holding yourself accountable?
Absolutely.
Are you absorbing the information that you need to absorb? There we go. I can get the right word. Because it's more than being Black.
I'm Black, y'all. And I'm Black, y'all. And I'm blinkety black. Oh, my fault. Anyway.
Did we make valid points?
Please let us know. Like I say, the comments is always open, whether you agree,
if you agree or disagree.
It don't matter. They open.
The conversation.
We want to hear what the people have to say. We always say, let's talk about it. Join the conversation. But before we get out of here, we're going to bust them in the head one time for your mind with On This Day in Black History. So today is March the 13th. So on this day, a brother named Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable established the area that is known today as Chicago, Illinois. So Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable was a free African-American born around or before the year of 1750 in Haiti. In Chicago, Point du Sable is recognized as a founder, and his name is honored around the city on a bridge, museum, park, and in other areas. He was a wealthy trader and a landowner. He later moved to St. Charles, Missouri, and that is where he died on August 28th of 1818.
What's the mayor, Lori Lightfoot? So she's not going to be mayor anymore for Chicago. Okay.
She should have never been mayor.
Okay, I just wanted to put that, but she's not the mayor anymore.
Yeah.
So
hopefully it gets a little better out there for y'all.
It won't. They're still voting Democrat.
Oh, man. Anyway, thank you to everybody who continues to rock with us. We have in the description ways that you can donate to us to help us grow. We are on the move. We are constantly chugging along. So if donating to our cause is something that you feel in your heart that you need to do, make sure y'all hit the description because the links are there. If you are on our podcast platforms, please stick around. We here every Monday, hot new topics. And like always, it's love, peace, and soul.
Bye.
Like Soul Train, baby. Chill.